All right. This video is to help you with the Desmos numbers 7 through 12, so basically the other half. So you'll click on the Desmos link. If you did miss 1 through 6, you can go back to Tuesday and there is a video, a help video for the Desmos. There's also a help video for the Assistment, which is a new platform we're going to use as a graded exit ticket. So there's video for the Assistment and a video for the Desmos, the first half. So this video is for the second half, so you're going to click on the link. I'm going to start on number 7 because we did all the other ones on the other video. So you'll click next until you get to 7. It says, Kieran has now deposited enough money to pay off his debt. How much did he deposit? So if you remember back from slide 6, Kieran's balance was negative $6. So if you remember from slide 6, he owed $6. So my arrow is going to start at the negative 6. And if he wants to pay off his debt, he's trying to get to 0. So if you think about it, if he's paying off his debt, his $6 that he owes, he's trying to get here to 0. So I'm going to make an arrow from my last balance, which was negative 6, to 0. You're going to click submit. It says write an addition equation to represent his new information. Again, use the letter N to represent the unknown quantity. So we're going to make an equation for this arrow. Your equation is going to start where your arrow starts. So your arrow starts here. So your equation is going to start there. So your equation is going to start at negative 6. It's an addition equation, so I'm going to put plus. Let me check. It says he now deposited enough money to pay off his debt. How much did he deposit? So it didn't tell me how much he deposited. So I'm going to say that's the unknown. So it did not tell me how much he's going to deposit or add. It just said he's going to add enough to pay off his debt. So I'm going to add an unknown amount. And then equals, well, my arrow ends at 0. So my equation is going to equal 0. My arrow ends at 0. So my answer on my equation should be 0. So the way you write equations for arrows is start number is the start, plus if I move right, it's a positive number. If I move left, I'm adding a negative number. And then wherever I land or end is my equals, my answer. No spaces, make sure you click submit. You should get the message excellent. Click submit again, and then it says, what is the value of N? So if he wants to go from owing $6 to 0, if he wants to go from owing $6 to owing nothing, how much is he going to have to pay? What does N equal? N has to equal 6. So the way I make this equation true, I have to add $6 to get rid of the $6 I owe, or the negative 6. So my N is 6. You're going to type that there. Make sure you have no spaces. And then the last question says, what does the value of the variable N represent in terms of this situation? So what does N mean in the terms of this situation? So N was the unknown, or N was the question. So you have to look back up here. N is the unknown. So N is how much he So look back at the question. N was the question. N is how much he paid or deposited. So how much he deposited or added, paid, however you want to word it. So N for this example was how much he added, how much he deposited. How much he deposited. So N, the unknown variable or letter, is usually the question. All right, so once you have all those done, you're going to go to number 8. Feel free to pause at any time. Next question says, explain why it makes sense to use negative numbers to represent Kieran's account balance when he owes money. So it says, explain why it makes sense to use negative numbers. So I'm going to start my sentence with, it makes sense to use a negative number because, so I'm reusing the sentence. Why does it make sense to use a negative number? It makes sense to use a negative number because, so why does it make sense to use negative numbers when you owe money? Well, if you earn money, your your balance is going up. So remember, if he earns money, his balance was going up. He was adding it. It was positive. If he's spending or owes money, his account's going down. So when he owes money, his account balance or total goes down. We're using negative numbers, makes the balance go down. That's one way to think of it. So owing money makes the account go down. It's also a arrow to the left. So it's getting taken away. So money owed is getting taken away, so we can use negative numbers. You don't have to write this, but money owed is getting taken out or away. So negative numbers do the same. So they also take away or lower the balance. So we can't use positive numbers because when he earns money, it goes up. We need a number that makes it go down. So his money owed makes his account go down, and negative numbers make our total go down. So negative numbers make our total go down, so we can use them to represent money owed. You don't have to word it like that. You can word it in your own version, but something like that. Number 9, it says, here's a bank statement. Suppose we want to put withdrawals and deposits in the same column. So right now they're in different columns because they're labeled. If we want to put them in the same column, how do we handle the numbers? Do they have the same sign, or is one going to be positive and negative? So this is Andre Person. So the way you read a bank statement, you have a balance of $39. He made a withdrawal. So he withdrew $28. His new balance is now 11. So it looks like when he withdraws, his balance goes down. Next, he makes a deposit. So he's going to deposit to this balance, and his balance goes up. So they added the deposit to the balance. Next, he withdraws. So he's going to take this balance and take away $37 from it. Now he only has $18.46. He makes another withdrawal. So he's going to take that $16 out of the balance. He has $2. He has $2. He deposits 50, so it goes to 52. So it looks like deposits make his account balance go up. Withdraws make his account balance go down. And when he spends too much money and he doesn't have enough in his account to pay for it, it goes negative. So that's kind of how you read the bank statement. So the question is, what kind of numbers are withdrawals and what kind of numbers are deposits? So withdrawals are, so if you remember, the withdrawals made the account balance go down. Deposits are and if you remember, when he deposited for $45, his account went from 11 to 56. So deposits make the balance go up. Withdrawals make the balance go down. So I want to know which ones are positive, which ones are negative. I gave you a hint. Withdrawals make the account go down, so that should tell you what kind of number they are. Deposits made the account balance go up, so that should tell you what kind of number they are. So right here in the blanks, you should fill in positive or negative. Click share with the class and go to the next one. Number 10, it says, suppose Andre withdraws $40 to buy a new game. What will his new balance be? Well, first we need to know what his original balance was. So I'm going to go to the statement. I'm going to go to the last balance that there was. Uh-oh. It looks like Andre he's at negative. So he owes the bank $62.47. So he owes the bank $62.47. It says he's going to withdraw $40 to buy a game. So he's not adding money to his account. He's taking more money out. So he's taking $40 more out of his account. What will his new balance be? So I'm going to show you on a picture. So here I have a number line, and it says that, so his balance was at negative $62.40. So I have a little number line here. Here's 0. So this is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So here's 60. And so 62 would be maybe like right here. So let's say that's negative $62.47. And it told me that he's going to withdraw $40. So he's going to take more money out. So he's withdrawing. So he's going to subtract or take away $40 more. So I'm going to have to go left $40. So he's taking away $40 more. So I started at $62.47 and I'm taking $40 away. So they're going in the same, so if I started at 0, they're going in the same direction. So negative 62.47 is to the left, negative 40 is to the left. So I'm going to add them together because they're going the same direction. If they were going different directions, I would subtract. I'm going to add them together, and I know I'm going to be over here on the negative side because I have negative 62.47 and I'm adding negative 40. So I'm going to put them together, and I'm going to be really far on the negative side. So you're going to add them together like you normally do, but it's going to have a negative in front of it because we're on the negative side. So add those together, $62.47 plus $40, and your answer should have a negative sign in front of it. So you'll type that here. If you get it right, it should say excellent. Be careful because having a positive amount and having a negative amount are two different things. So it is negative, so you should have a negative sign. And then the answer. Next question, it says, so you have to do this part first. If Andre deposits $100 in his account, will he still be in debt? So whatever this amount is $100 gonna pay off that debt? So if he gives them $100, is that enough? So will he be in debt? If he's in debt, it means he didn't have enough, so you would click yes. If the $100 was enough to pay it off, then you're going to click no. So my question is $100 enough to pay off the debt he had? So if this is more than 100, then yes, he will be in debt. If the $100 is less than what he paid, then no, he won't be in debt. Explain your thinking. So if you're saying yes, he's still in debt, then he still owes some money. Tell me how much he owes. How much is he going to owe if he pays $100 towards his debt? And then number 11 is the last question. It says separate the cards into 2 groups. You have a vocabulary word, a definition, and a picture. You know you'll have them all correct when it says total cards correct is 8. So you want 8 cards correct. So we have a piggy bank with putting money in, and then a piggy bank taking money out. So remember, putting money in was a deposit. So deposits are adding. So they're money that is paid into an account. So you want to make sure that your cards connect. So it should say 3 cards. So you notice how I have 3 cards. It says 3 cards correct. So you're looking to get total of 8 cards correct. So remember, a withdraw is taking money out. A deposit is adding money in. So subtracting, taking away, negative, adding, positive is deposits. So you're going to complete those until you have 8 cards correct. And you're only making 2 groups. So you should have 4 cards and 4 cards. Number 12, it says confidence check. Drag the point to show how well today went. So how well did you understand the math? Were you following along? Did you watch the video if you got confused? Did you ask questions in class? So as much as I want to teach you, you really have to take ownership and responsibility for your own learning. All I can do is help. So how well did you understand the math? If you kind of felt like you kind of don't understand, I would encourage you to participate in class, ask questions, watch these videos. If you got 5 stars, then you're understanding it. You can do this on your own. You got it. 1, 2, or 3 means you still need a little more help, a lot of help, a little help, some help. Kind of can do it on your own. And then 5 star means you can do this on your own. You don't need me. If you want to say more, you can. If not, you can click next. That's it. That's it. Click I'm done. Close this lesson, go back to Google Classroom and mark this assignment as done. However, you do have a little exit ticket. So if you click I'm done, I have this cool little animation for you. You don't have to click on the link. It's just a cool little calculator. But that's just a cool little animation for you. So you can exit this Desmos, go back to Google Classroom, and you have one last task. I want you to click on the cooldown. If you haven't created an account for Assessment, you're going to need to do that. And then it should open your assessment. Has 2 questions. Claire has $150 in her account. She buys a bike for $200. What is her account balance now? Don't put a money sign, just put the answer. Be careful, because if she owes money, it's negative. If she has extra money, it's positive. So be careful with your sign. And then part B, they're connected. It says if Claire earns $75 next week and she deposits in her account, what will her account balance be then? And again, don't put a money sign. So take that balance from A, and she's going to deposit $75. So what is her account balance now? So take that balance from A. She deposited $75. So what's her new balance? Type it in here. No money sign. Turn it in. Just a reminder, if you click show answer, you get no credit. If you get it wrong, you lose some points, but you do have a second attempt. So try to get it right on the first or second attempt, but you do have more than one. You just lose some points. When you're done with those 2 questions, don't forget to go back to Google Classroom and turn it in, and have a great rest of your day.